Welcome to Adulting Unfiltered, where we give it to you straight, no chaser. Talking all things from dating and marriage to parenting and everything in between. Grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's dive into tonight's chat. I'm Ants. Let's get real. Hey, and welcome to episode 2 of Adulting Unfiltered. And you see it running across there at the bottom of the screen. It is National Women's Day. So happy Women's Day. As the title clearly says today, is it okay to date multiple people at the same time? Before even diving further into this, I just want to add here the definition again of what exactly does it mean to date. I had it here last week. Here it is. Dating. The activity of engaging in regular outings or meetings with a person in a romantic or social context with the intention of getting to know each other better or possibly exploring more. I think this definition is incredibly important because single people date. That's how you find your people, is by dating. So if you are a single person and a single person is not committed to anyone, and that single person is able to speak to and get to know whoever they please, then the answer should be yes, then, right? Because if you're going out on dates and getting to know someone or getting to know people, you're still single. So you should be able to date whomever you want. Again, date whomever you want. And I'll do another side note. This does not mean sleeping with multiple people at the same time. This means dating them, getting to know them. This is not a committed relationship. This is, let's see how this is going to go. So I personally think that single people should date multiple people at the same time. And my goodness, that small snippet, 31-second clip that I shared from a 31-minute show from last week went cuckoo. Truly, I did not think that I was the only one who thought this way, but my gosh, I quickly found out that I am a very small portion of the population who thinks this way. But I think it's more of a female thing. And oh my gosh, this show could not have been happening on a better day, Women's Day, right? Because what I found was that the comments that I received on that snippet of people should date more than one person at the same time, even with the side note of, and this does not mean sleeping with, if you guys were here last week, you know what I said. But even with that, oh my gosh. But I just wanted to share a little with you guys here. So currently in the media, and you know what? It's not even just currently. We've seen multiple people, celebrities, shows where there are men who are not only dating, not only just getting to know, there are men that are in actual relationships with multiple people at the same time. And what's interesting about this is the comments under a picture like this on social media, the guys are, oh, he's got to show me the way, blah, 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 blah. I mean, all in support. And I'm not knocking it. It appears that it works for them. That is for consensual adults. They can do as they please. But I just found it so wild, so wild, of the differences of views, right? We even know about this celebrity, Mr. the wonderful, the talented Nick Cannon himself. And everybody knows that he has a plethora. He has a village. I'll say that. He has a village where he has multiple children by multiple women, and that works for him. That works for them, right? But again, the comments are all, especially from the guys, it's of envy. Like, oh, show us the way. Oh, he's got it good, and so on and so forth. So when I shared my opinion of dating multiple people at the same time, I'll lead by saying that statement is for men and women. Yes, I'm a lady, but I wasn't only speaking to women. When I speak on this platform, I speak to everyone, all the adults, that is. So that statement was for everyone. Yet still, hmm, I want to share something else with you guys here. Let's see here. Let me share my screen. Mhm.
I love this conversation because
Yeah.
I think when per
I
se
saw
for me,
this.
being open is important, and
Okay.
also, the women just truly outnumber the men. I mean, and it's a
So you
very
supposed to have? Is this like an all-you-can-eat buffet over here?
no. Let
Okay,
me
go
just
on, explain.
let
I'm
me
not
just say
jumping on you.
let me let me just say it's only a few good men. It's only
Okay,
a few good men.
right.
Why not have our queens or the women? Because I was raised by all women. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Why not have our queens aligned with that? That it takes a village. It's not going to just be one man. You could get married. That man still ain't gonna be just your man. He's gonna be.
Okay, I'll stop there. But you can even hear applauses. There are people who are in support. Yeah, yeah, it makes sense. And at the end, Sherry said something to the effect of, at first when you came on here, she was feeling the opposite way, but now him looking in her eyes, she'll be one of his wives. Again, how is it that there is so much support for a man who is speaking on or seeking or wanting to live the lifestyle of having multiple partners? But when a woman says, I think that single people should be able to date multiple people at the same time. Oh, that's oh so horrible. But we are going to get into some of those comments that I experienced. Here, I made a cute little slideshow of them for you guys. Let's go. We're going to call this the comment section by ants. Number one, what is wrong? Oh, I'm sorry. That is wrong for a woman because then you're wasting men's time. So you could keep doing that. You know what will happen at the end? You'll be alone. You look old already. Let's pause there. It is such a privilege and an honor to age. You hear me? So, anyone that is listening or that is seeing this, If anyone tries to use aging as an insult, please, thank God. Thank you, Father, that I am aging. And in my opinion, I am aging gracefully. But let's keep going, right? So then he follows that up with, I would not date you. I did not know I was out here looking for a man. I did not know. I mean, sir, respectfully, if I were single, I wouldn't date you either. Now, I did the nice thing by blocking out the name and the picture there, but we're going to keep it cute, right? Let's see here. You have no outcomes, which is married. Oh, that's my ring finger. Sir, if you're watching today, or if you even hear this, I am married. I am married. So this whole comment was so wrong, but I thought it was comical. Like, I really had a kick out of this stuff. That's why I'm sharing it with you guys. So the next we have here is gold digging for free stuff. Hmm, let's keep going. Only women can afford to do that. In other words, get someone to pay for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Side note, many of us don't even eat breakfast. We fast in the morning. So there you go. That'll be 2 meals. BS. The whole point of dating someone is to get to know them. Ding, ding, ding. This person should have stopped right there because that is the point of dating, getting to know them. But let's go on. If you dating multiple people at once, you can't be honest. Why? You will be lying about what you did last week. For my listeners, I am simply reading the comments as I see them. So if you hear the words aren't lying right, it's because that's how I'm reading it. This is how this person is writing. Okay. He said, let's see here. It's impossible to be honest. And if you were honest, the person you dating wouldn't take you serious and think you are for the streets regardless. Hmm. So clearly, whoever this person is, whoever they're getting to know, they may be oversharing, right? Because when I was in the single world, I dated multiple people. And never once did the conversation go to a point where I had to say, I went out to dinner with someone on a Thursday evening, or I went out for coffee um, around brunch yesterday with someone. How about instead of lying, you could say, oh, I had a cappuccino earlier today. What did you have? I didn't lie. Unless you are in a committed relationship with someone, you don't owe them an extra explanation. You don't owe them the oversharing. That's not owed to anyone. If you are single, granted, as you're getting to know someone, you're honest about yourself. You're honest about, what they're asking, as long as it's in good taste of what they're asking. No one's going to be asking and speaking on specifics. They're just not. And here's another thing, and people are going to think that you are for the streets regardless. If I didn't say this in episode 1, please, guys, do not live your life based on what people think. Okay? Do not. Don't do it. Let's see here. So you're a non-traditional woman. Don't expect a man. I think that's supposed to be that's traditional. Don't expect a man to pay your way. Those are traditional values. And you are not traditional. You can open your own doors and pay your own bills. Hmm. My husband is a very traditional man, and he definitely opens my doors. Um, and I don't have to pay all of my own bills. And when I was single, I dated multiple people at the same time. Hey, it works for some people, it doesn't work for others, and that's okay. Let's see here. Hold on, I got to skip to some of the good ones, you guys. Let's see here. Where is it? Hose be hoeing. Hose be hoeing. So this goes back to what I was saying before, right? I said single people should date multiple people at the same time. Side note, not sleeping with them. As a woman, these are the type of comments that men say. That's the first thing that come to their mind. And I'm not going to say this is all men, but the ones that took the hundreds that took the time to comment, it's comments like this. You're the single one. And what I find so wild, they are loud and wrong. Loud and wrong. Let's see here. There was one that I thought was incredibly funny. Here, let me find it. This one was a very common one. It's easier for women to do that because women don't pay for dates generally. A woman can go on 3 dates in a week and spend nothing. 3 dates for a man, that would be 400 to 500. Delusional, so delusional. Here's the thing, guys. Do people not do free dates? Like, do people not do free dates? There are so many free, low cost dates that is so good in a good space and environment to get to know someone. No one should be going on a first date to the movies unless it's movies and then a park or movies and then a quiet space. Because how are you going to get to know someone? That's what dating is, right? Getting to know someone. How are you going to get to know someone if you have to be quiet and pay attention to the movies? How about a walk in the park? That's free. Go earlier in the day, late morning, when it's cool outside, not too hot. Go to a park that has canopy trees or, something that's cool and nice where you can stroll and speak. And maybe by the end of it, hold hands, or whatnot. Like there are options. Even, even ice cream is little to no cost. Sure, cost, but little. And even if you don't feel comfortable paying for someone else, you guys can pay for your own stuff. You can pay for your own stuff. Like, I don't understand and I got that one a lot, that it would be very expensive for a man to go on to date multiple people. Anywho, let's see. There was one here that I found so funny, you guys. I must share. Let's see here. It's easier for women to do. Yep, that may work for you. People are crazy. You go right ahead. I think the person that wrote that is the one that's thinking crazy. That person is definitely um, pushing their own feelings on this here. A man will always think you slept with all of them. Hmm, Let's see here. The more you date multiple people is the reason why nobody will be in a relationship. That's so far from the truth. So far. Let's see here. But the problem with that, is you'd forget what guy you're supposed to have a date with and call them a different name. How? I mean, how? Really? And on top of that, if you are going on a date with Tom and you're thinking of Adam, then Adam deserves more time. And maybe you shouldn't, be going with Tom. If Adam's still ringing in your mind, maybe you should go on another date with Adam. Let's see here. Up, another man saying that it is irresponsible advice from a financial perspective. Foolish woman. Absolutely not anyone who agrees is void of love and is truly mentally void of true emotion. Okay. Date and sleep with multiple men and then expect any man in your future to actually take you serious is funny. P.S. We all know once a woman is 25 and up with no man, she's a ran through. Loud and wrong. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. Ah, this is a good way to become the least desirable females on the planet. Hmm. Don't play this dangerous game. Why so violent? This one really got me. This one is a lady. Now, I had multiple women that commented on this video, but the women were siding with what I said. They kept trying to clarify. They kept trying to clarify. This lady said, she better not come up belly pop. Another Maury show or the court show. Judge asking, who you know who's the real father? Oh, do you know who's the real father? I disagree with what she's saying. I find it so interesting that people don't know how to either not respond or even that last line, because I don't expect everyone to agree. I just don't understand all of the because that was an insult, all of the insults and, stereotyping and, and so on and so forth. But again, how is everyone jumping to sleeping with, right? So here's something that I found very interesting. So I went and I looked at the I think analytics, I'm sorry, of that video. And after I looked at the analytics, it made perfect sense while everybody was responding the way they were responding. Out of the 4,000 people that viewed that video, only 10% watched the whole thing. And then it shows you a breakdown of male or female. The females watched, it was mostly the females that watched the whole thing, not the men. And it's weird because it almost seems like an ego trip, like oh, who is she to go and date multiple people? Why is she telling people they should date multiple people? People are already doing it. People are already dating multiple people, right? And single people can do that. I stand on that. I stand by that. Single people can talk to who they choose. Single people can date who they choose. They can get to know who they choose. They don't have to answer to anybody, not anyone. And what I also found very interesting about many of these comments, these men were telling me what people would think of me on this beautiful International Women's Day. This is specifically for the ladies. Ladies, do not let what anyone thinks of you stop you from living your life in your truth. Do not. If it's something works for you, if it's something that you feel led to do, if it's something that brings you joy, go for it. Do that. Especially if you're doing it the right way, you're doing it the honest way, you're doing it the conservative way. Even if you didn't want to be so conservative, you're doing it your way. Do not let anybody's opinions of you stop you from doing what you choose to do. Because many of these men said that I was probably already over 25 and lonely and no man is going to want me. And oh, you'll open your own doors. And I am a happily married woman with a very traditional husband who will do absolutely anything for me, who I could be my complete self with, who, if my purse is too heavy, he will hold it and carry it for me, who does not let me touch doors. and will not let me remove trash. Not that I couldn't, but this is just the way that my husband loves on me. And when I met my husband and I was dating and getting to know my husband, I was dating and getting to know other people as well. And many of those getting to know situations, they kind of just fell at the wayside, fell at the wayside. A few of them fell off away from me. A few of them I fell off away from, and that's okay. That is okay. The craziest part about it is my husband never spent a dime on me prior to us being engaged. Not a dime, on no dates. So I say this to say that is something that worked for me. So that's why I suggest it to people. I think it's great. You can be respectful, you could be open, and date and talk to who you want to. Let me give an example. Just imagine, right? You're at the mall, and I'm a obviously I'm a lady, so I'm just going to use that. Excuse me. You're at the mall, a guy approaches you. He's very respectful, he's very kind. He said he'd like to take you out. You guys exchange numbers. You look at him, okay, you find him attractive, and you said, "Okay." You give him the phone number. Cool. Now, keep in mind you both are single. The next morning, you're at the coffee shop. You accidentally bump into this other guy, and he's apologetic. You guys catch eye to eye. There's some sort of something there. You're kind of drawn to him, he's kind of drawn to you. He asked for your information, he wants to take you out. So now, is your single self about to say, "Oh no, I can't go on a date with you. I can't give you my number because I've got a date already lined up on Saturday with a guy that approached me at the mall"? No, no, you are not. You are not. You exchange phone numbers if you see fit, and you talk to them both. You talk to them both. And you expect that they're also talking to people too, but that is none of your business. That is none of your business because you are single and they are single. So just as you can do as you please, they can do as they please. And if and when the time comes that either of them and you decide to be in a relationship, and that means if he asks you to be his girlfriend, and this is also putting a time frame on this because you're not going to be just going on dates with someone for months and not knowing what's going to happen. So if Tom asks you to be his girlfriend and you accept, that everybody else gets dropped. If Tom asks you to be his girlfriend and you decline and you just find that, I'm sorry, but I don't think we are a good fit, and you guys go on your separate ways, you go your separate ways, and you continue to see the other guy. And if he decides to ask you for a relationship and you decide yes, then that's that. Then that's that. And you explore a committed relationship with that guy. And then from there, it's a whole nother story. Because then after the relationship should not be forever, especially if you're dating with intention, right? The relationship should be a grace period in preparation for an engagement. As that grace period approaches, and that window closes in, then it's like, okay, if we're not going to the next step, do not waste my time, right? But I will just close by saying tonight, do what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy, no matter what that means, no matter what that looks like. If it brings you joy, do it. Happy, happy International Women's Day. All right, guys, everyone who came in to join me, I appreciate it. And we will be back live again Saturday after next. Good night.